Okay. Good evening and welcome to the June 4th, 2026 Parks and Recreation Commission regular hybrid video meeting. The time is now 5:04. I am Recreation Specialist Raven Gillis. With the chair position currently vacant following the conclusion of the previous chair's term, I will facilitate this meeting until the commission appoints a new chair later this evening. Tonight, Parks and Rec Commission meeting is being brought to you in person at the Mercer Island Community and Event Center and by Zoom. The Zoom video of this meeting is being recorded and will be uploaded to the city's YouTube channel later this week. Welcome to all and thank you for joining us tonight. Tonight, we're excited to welcome new Parks and Recreation Commissioners, Jason Sanio and Damon Jacobson. Jason, would you be willing to share a bit about what interested you in volunteering to be on the Parks and Recreation Commission?
Yes, thanks, Raven. So I've been a Mercer Island resident for about 5 years now. I'm a family of four with two small kids, a 3-year-old and a 5-year-old, and a dog, Theo. We are very heavy parks users. I think that in my 5 years here, I've been to every one of the Mercer Island parks. And I certainly have been to every single recreation event, seeing Raven and some of the other staff at those events. I coach youth baseball, t-ball, and sluggers at the time, but I'll do that as long as they want my energy, not so much my baseball skills, but I'm certainly enthusiastic. And what got me interested in specifically the Parks Commission was some of my wife's work on MIPA, the Mercer Island Preschool Association, and the advocacy work that they had done for Dragons Park. Seeing that and the impact there, I thought that there was an opportunity for myself to get more involved. And so my goal is pretty simple. I just want to support the parks and continue to make Mercer Island a great place to live and to get outside.
Thank you, Jason, and welcome. Damon, would you be willing to share a bit about what interested you in volunteering to be on the Parks and Recreation Commission?
Sure, absolutely.
Thank you.
All right. Yeah, of course. So I've been here since 2019 and I had a daughter in 2022. So kind of right there around COVID, and about all there was to do was go to the parks, which is something we did anyways. And we love it. We've been to a lot of them. She learned to ride in Mercerdale, and so it's just been so fun seeing her enjoy the parks. I use the park sometimes with a bike, sometimes just for a walk. And I want to see more people out there. There's great parks here, and I think we could get more involvement from a wider variety and demographic of the public. I'd like to help facilitate that.
All right. Thank you, Damon, and welcome. We look forward to working with both of you. Commissioners, please turn on your microphones for roll call. Commissioner Cohen?
Here.
Commissioner Markson?
Here.
Commissioner Struck?
Here.
Commissioner Sanio?
Here.
Commissioner Bretman?
Here.
Commissioner Hay?
Here.
Commissioner Jacobson?
Here.
Thank you. Now we'll move to public appearances. Individuals wishing to provide public comment during appearances may do so by telephone, via Zoom, or in person at the Mercer Island Community and Event Center, provided they registered with city staff by 4 p.m. today. We have one individual signed up to speak during public appearances tonight. Lauren Alexander, welcome, and please come forward to the podium.
Hi, I'm Lauren Alexander, the president and founder of the Mercer Island Rowing Club. We're a volunteer-run nonprofit that's trying to bring rowing to Mercer Island. Over the past 4 years, we've taken a deliberate, phased approach to make this vision sustainable and genuinely community-rooted. This summer, in partnership with Mercer Island Parks and Rec, we're launching our first rowing program out of Luther Burbank Park. We're operating out of a temporary storage tent near the swim beach on the south end. It just went up yesterday. It's a modest start, but an important one. The pilot runs through August and serves both kids and adults, and it was made entirely possible through community donations, which also allowed us to offer scholarships to anyone who needs one. We're operating under the same contract structure as the other summer camps that are here, and we've paid almost $5,000 in permits and fees to the city and are running the program at a loss because we believe in showing what rowing can mean for this community at every age and skill level. The response has been remarkable, fortunately. We have 550 people on our interest list, and this summer we have 100 Islanders already enrolled, with more signing up, and our youth camps are at capacity with a wait list. It's clear Mercer Island has been waiting for this. Thanks to our donors and neighboring rowing clubs, we have the funding, we have all the equipment, the boats, trailers, oars to make this summer happen and build toward what comes next. After this summer, we'll need to find a new location on the island where the program can grow. Our plan is to operate somewhere else on the island in temporary storage for 5 to 10 years to then continue to pursue having a permanent facility one day. Building slowly and intentionally means what we create will truly serve this community for the long term. This idea isn't new on Mercer Island. In 2006, the Luther Burbank Master Plan called for a shell house, allocated impervious surface to support it, and included a dock for human-powered watercraft. The 2022 PROS plan reinforced this direction, with 44% of residents expressing interest in rowing. And expanding water-oriented recreation is a stated city priority. So in summary, we have our summer program kicking off soon. We then hope to find another home to live at for 5 to 10 years while we then can be working towards having a boathouse one day. None of this would have been possible without the support of the community. We're especially grateful to the Parks and Recreation staff, this commission, and city council members, including former council member Jake Jacobson. His early support helped lay the foundation. Your partnership and commitment to expanding recreational opportunities for islanders has been essential to getting here. We look forward to building something lasting together. Because this is a pilot, community input shapes what comes next. We'd love to hear from you at info@mercerislandrowingclub.org because the future of rowing on Mercer Island starts with the community. Thank you.
Thank you, Lauren. That concludes public appearances. The next item on the agenda is the Commission Officer elections, and we welcome Interim Parks, Recreation, and Facilities Director, Ryan Daly.
Good evening, commissioners. Just getting organized, as you could tell as I walked in earlier. But we do have 2 elections we need to hold, one for chair and one for vice chair. The process that we'll go through was included in your packet, but a motion will be placed to elect a chair on the agenda, which was done. We will take nominations from any commissioners that would like to make one. Nominations do not require a second vote, so you can just put forth the commissioner you would like to nominate. Once nominations are closed, voting will take place in the order nominations were made. If there is only one nomination, board members may vote that nomination as a unanimous voice vote. If there is more than one nomination, each will be voted on separately by a roll call vote of the members present. Once a nominee receives a simple majority vote, the nominee is declared elected to the position. Are we prepared to proceed? Okay. Seeking nominations for the chair position. Commissioner Struck.
Yes, I'd like to nominate Commissioner Hay for the position of chair.
Are there any other nominations? Seeing none. Raven, would you conduct a vote?
Yes, thank you. Commissioner Bretman?
Aye.
Commissioner Hay?
Aye.
Commissioner Struck?
Aye.
Commissioner Sanyo?
Aye.
Commissioner Jacobson?
Aye.
Commissioner Markson?
Aye.
Commissioner Cohen?
Aye.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Chair Hay.
Okay, thank you.
Now we'll conduct a nominations for the vice chair position. So we will accept nominations now.
I would like to nominate Sarah Markson.
Any other nominations? Thank you. Raven, call a vote.
Thank you. Chair Hay?
Aye.
Commissioner Bretman? Commissioner Struck?
Aye.
Commissioner Sanyo?
Aye.
Commissioner Jacobson?
Aye.
Commissioner Markson?
Aye.
Commissioner Cohen?
Aye.
Thank you, Chair. All right.
Congratulations, Vice Chair Markson. I will now hand off the script to our elected chair.
I got it right. Yeah. Okay. Okay, thanks. All right. Thank you for the nominations and thank you, Commissioner Markson, for serving as vice chair. The next item on the agenda is to review and consider approving the minutes from March 26, 2026 special hybrid meeting. Commissioners, may I have a motion to approve the minutes?
I'll make that motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, there is a motion by Commissioner Cohen and a second by Commissioner Bretman. Commissioners, does anyone have any questions or comments before we vote? Seeing none, commissioners, please turn on your microphones. Will the city staff please conduct the roll call vote?
Thank you, Chair. Commissioner Bretman,
Aye.
Commissioner Cohen,
Aye.
Commissioner Jacobson,
Aye.
Commissioner Samio,
Aye.
Commissioner Struck,
Aye.
Vice Chair Markson,
Aye.
Chair Hay.
Aye.
Thank you, Chair.
Motion passes and the minutes are approved. The next item on the agenda is the 2025 Recreation Division Annual Report. We welcome back Interim Parks, Recreation and Facilities Director Ryan Daly.
Thank you. And I'm recognizing I may need a shorter title. That is a few words in there, but I will accept it. So actually, I am going to be handing things off to Jeremy Jasmine, who is our recreation coordinator. Jeremy's role within our department is actually rather unique. He serves as a recreation coordinator, not just booking our athletic fields and managing oversight of those facilities. He's essentially our business analyst as well. So this is a position that was actually came out of our recreation reset process in around 2021 and has really paid off for the resetting, I guess, of the recreation division and the Parks and Recreation Department and how we take a more business focused approach and are really adept at tracking our numbers and the success that we're having, as well as the challenges that come forward. And so we utilize the information from the annual department report to help inform future decisions, as well as just continue to adapt our operations as a division. So with that, Jeremy, I will have you take it away.
Thanks, Ryan. Good evening. Recreation Division Report for 2025. I'll start sharing my screen here. Not sure what was causing that. All right, agenda. Who is the Recreation Division? What we did in 2025 and a 2026 update. Who we are. We are a team of about 10.5 full-time and part-time staff who strive to deliver life improvement recreation services. We focus on creating access and opportunities for all community members, connect community members and neighborhoods together, and we support community organizations, and we consistently seek improvement.
I'll jump in real quick, Jeremy. Could you go back one slide for me? Just to touch on this question that I would imagine is forthcoming. We show 10.5 full-time and part-time staff. That's our FTE and LTE headcount. We actually have 13 individuals on our team working in differing capacities from part-time up through 40-hour full-time positions. So just to give you a picture of the size of our team. Thanks, Jeremy.
Yeah. Here's the organization structure that we went last year. There were some vacants in our recreation facility supervisor and the rec assistants. Administration, what we did. This area is responsible for developing the division's budget, prioritizing resources, developing policies, establishing and reviewing the division's work plan, and supporting citywide emergency operations. The administration area developed and presented the 2024 Recreation Division Annual Report. restructured staff responsibilities to support the MICC expanded hours and the rental volume they're experiencing. We coordinated seafair traffic and access support at Groveland Beach, coordinated the opening of Jake Jacobson pickleball courts, collaborated with the MI rowing program for 2026 summer camp offerings, supported park zone development, and coordinated development sport court allocation and use policy. The Parks and Recreation Commission outcomes recommended the park zone development regulations to City Council, received annual report from King County Library System, attended the Roanoke Park ribbon cutting and Jake Jacobson pickleball course dedications. For some Art Council outcomes, recommended the 6-year work plan for art in public places to City Council, discussed opportunities for public art integration for Dean's Children's Park, and provided input. Keep going. Provided input on updates to the pergola and operational uses. Community Center. Sorry about that.
Go ahead and kill that mic. Let's try this. This will keep me from talking.
Yeah.
You want to talk? Thanks.
Technical difficulties. So the MICC offered spring break free drop-ins for resident youth, further implemented non-traditional work schedules to meet facility demand, collaborated with multiple partners to provide access to the facility, including Mercer Island Sister City Association, the Myville and Mercer Island Chinese Associations. We maintain an expanded relationship with the school district's Pathways program and collaborated with multiple city departments for community engagement and emergency support. For rentals, we booked 2,251 bookings and just about 8,030 total hours. That does not include an additional 372 business hours, and then just about 1,700 city business hours and meetings. That does not include this room, the Slater room. We saw a little bit of dip of drop-in sports participation with Luther Burbank pickleball courts going online, but we did see an increase of resident usage up to about 50%. We saw a huge increase in fitness center usage, seeing over 8,300, and that was an increase of 1,700 participants. For drop-in activities, we offered 10 different options. Pickleball, sail, that was new. Volleyball, basketball, indoor playground, open gym, senior walking, badminton, youth basketball, and youth volleyball. Out of the graph here, you can see city programs, rentals, coordinated programs take majority of our facility usage. 34% are private events and another 13% of recreation rentals in our facility.
And Commission, I should have mentioned as we roll through, this is a rather quick presentation, but as we're bringing the slides forward, if there's any questions, please feel free to call them out as necessary.
Quick overview of the gym usage. Pickleball, badminton, volleyball are most attended drop-in activities. And then we do have about 22% facility rentals that are in our gym. Programs and events, another year of a lot, but it's always a good time and fun. Summer celebration, Shakespeare in the Park, mostly music in the park, just to name a few. We also had partnered events for blood drives with Bloodworks Northwest, Chamber of Commerce, Holiday Market, menorah lighting, toy drive, the Lunar New Year, and Mid-Autumn Festival. We have also had special events sponsored through MIPA, Rotary Leaf Art on Court, numerous field days, Tai Chi in the Park, Little League opening day, and other city events there. Outdoor facilities, this includes our athletic fields and picnic shelters. We had an increase of picnic rentals. The year previous, we had some construction happening in our parks. So that was more in line with previous rentals. And then athletic field rentals going online, we saw a huge increase, 15% in hours from the year prior, and a 17% increase in bookings, just giving people opportunity to go online and find those additional time slots. We also permitted 34 events in the parks through our specialty event sponsorship program. We permitted 21 of those events. Quick info on the graph. You can see tier 1 is mostly our resident groups, nonprofits such as the Boys and Girls Club, Boys and Girls Lacrosse groups, and MIFC. They're taking about 75% of our hours out on our fields.
Can I ask a quick question about the picnic rentals?
Yes.
Did that increase have anything to do with the new picnic facility at Aubrey Davis, or was it kind of even across the parks on that increase?
Just quickly looking at the data, I think, was it the year before Aubrey Davis had a fire so that went offline. So Aubrey Davis Picnic Shelter is the #1 spot that people book. So with that being back online, that drove up the number as well. We opened up Dean's Children's online for people to book as an alternative location, and that helped as well.
Yeah, I think the Dean's Children's Park, bringing that shelter online as a reservable space. I know myself being out there pretty regularly during the week and on the weekends, it's pretty heavily booked. And that wasn't something that was occurring back in 2024. So definitely seeing an increase there. And I'll throw out there, I think just a lot more people are familiar with Dean's now. And so you're seeing that as an opportunity area for people utilizing those picnic shelters.
Great, thanks.
Quick preview for 2026. So this past April, the Parks, Recreation, and Facilities Department was formed to better align programming, facilities, and parks and open space operations. Also in April, the division, along with natural resources and the sustainability coordinator or managers, we celebrated 18 different Earth Months events in place of the single Leap for Green event. Collaborating with emergency management to address potential 2026 World Cup impacts. The MICC rental revenue projections remain on track to meet the budgeted revenue goal. This past May, we generated $102,788 in rental revenue, and that was the highest monthly total ever for this facility. The MI Rowing Club Summer Camp begins June 22nd, alongside with 9 other camp organizations. Just quick plug, all of our camp information for summer camps is on our website. Check it out. Athletic field revenue is currently booked at approximately 90% of last year's year-end total. That is before the fall booking period, but also the what's it called? Turf replacement seeking fund is taken out as well. Sorry. Updated athletic fields allocation and use policy is scheduled to be enacted for the fall and winter season. That was recently endorsed by PRC. Approximately 67% of our drop-in and fitness room participants are residents. And we're collaborating with various organizations and partners to continue to offer the special events for the rest of the year.
Question. Ryan, regarding the first comment on that last slide regarding the reorganization and the adding of facilities, just a little more definition. Does that include all city facilities? So like the public utilities building, A to Z?
Correct. So in my position now, I coordinate the usage and the maintenance of all of those facilities as well as Parks and Recreation.
So I guess that brings up this next question then. Given the expanded purview of this department, are you getting more staff? Are they being reallocated to this group, or I guess where I'm kind of
Excellent question. Yes. Well, I shouldn't say we're getting more staff, but the positions that are currently staffed, we've reorganized the reporting structure. So the facilities team, all of our custodians are reporting through me now as the Parks, Recreation, and Facilities Director. It's an interim position. We have a number of interim positions within Public Works right now as we sort of work on some restructuring and further efficiencies, also in providing that leadership and support to those team members.
Thank you. So the third question, which is a little bit selfish, but so should the kind of the traditional parks and recreation aspects be not compromised, but will they be shortchanged perhaps because you're spreading yourself thinner or not?
So, excellent question. So before, my role was specific to recreation. We had parks and facilities were reporting to different managers. What we've done is consolidated those three work groups under one director in this situation. And then Katie Herzog has stepped in to backfill the recreation manager position on an interim basis. And we'll continue to be working as we go through 26, what that trickle down staffing model continues to look like.
Thank you.
Commissioner Cohen.
So who, before this reorganization, who was in charge of parks?
We had, so the chief of operations
So Jason
was overseeing all operational departments. So Public Works, Parks and Recreation, facilities, everything was wrapped up under him. What we've done is sort of segmented things out. So now we have more of a traditional model. You would think about a Parks and Recreation director or a Parks and Recreation department is now standalone, where before our parks team reported to Sam Harb, if you recall that. And then the recreation team reported to me. The parks team went up through Elaine Summergren to Jason, and then the recreation team went through me and then up to Jason. So this has taken a lot of dashed lines out and made things a little bit more streamlined.
Yeah, I'm not sure that I ever quite understood where those lines of reporting and everything were, because we always communicated mostly with you.
Right.
And then you got it to the right person. So now we don't have to worry as much about that because now we still communicate with you, but you've got all three of them.
I appreciate you saying you don't have to worry about that anymore.
Yes, go ahead.
I had a question. You'd mentioned, I think, off the cuff about returfing or turfing some fields. Can you give me some detail on that?
So the turf replacement sinking fund helps with the larger projects to maintain the IMS and ICP, SMP turf fields. So every year we take a chunk out of the our revenue source and then we transfer it into this other bucket for future maintenance needs.
Okay, thank you.
Can I just ask one more question? I'm sorry. I'm still a little confused. Is there a public works director?
There is, yes.
Who's that?
Clint Morris. And he's an interim director similar to myself.
Okay, and there are one or two deputy.
There is one deputy director on that side.
And that's
Alana DeSantis. Yes.
Ryan, do you happen to have an org chart?
No.
Okay, sorry.
well, who was the
So Elaine Summergren served as a deputy
Right,
director.
right.
Her departure triggered a lot of internal shuffle.
But I'm blanking on the name of the woman who was here for a couple of meetings.
Kelly Hildy. Yes,
And
she's a deputy director within capital projects.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that Public Works?
its own separate work group, which is headed by Jason Kittner.
Okay, thank you.
We'll get this all graphed out and I'll be able to share that with you.
Yeah, that would be nice to see the org chart at some point once everything kind of shakes out. Vice Chair Markson?
Thanks for the report. I was curious, you mentioned somewhere in the beginning of the presentation that the department, maybe it's the new department, is taking a business-focused approach. And I was curious what that means to you or to the department.
Yeah, excellent question. So the number one aspect is us tracking and making improvements based on the data we're collecting. If you recall, prior to COVID, that wasn't not that we weren't doing that, but we weren't probably quite as transparent with that information. We didn't have the pyramid. I always draw the pyramid, but we have the pyramid structure that informs on our cost recovery, and that's been a key focus for us as a department. Where we're seeing that play out, I believe. Actually, I think it's playing out well across the board. Specifically, where it's helping is on the community center operations. And when you look at the way this facility is operating, it's structured to be functional in two different ways, both as a community center and as essentially a private event center. That's a really hard balance for a recreation minded team. Your typical parks and recreation is make it free and make it for everybody and get them in here. Well, the model we've really struck that balances those needs is the model that has been put forward, and that's really leveraging those rental hours to be able to accommodate those other non-revenue generating services. And where that's really becoming helpful is the number of partnered events we're operating through this facility. Also, the expanded drop-in times that we have within the gym. Pre-COVID, it was really an emphasis on we're going to take rental bookings and we're not going to think about a whole lot more. What we've been focused on are what are the direct costs to operate this facility and how do we recoup those costs? And so you're seeing that really significantly currently through this report. Where the growth can occur, and something we're going to be bringing forward to the commission probably in the fall, is how do we incentivize or create those additional opportunities for your nonprofits, your recreational based programs that aren't coordinated by the city? What does a fee waiver look like? We've seen the success on the special event sponsorship policy. If you recall, that we waive a number of fees associated with those special events, capture the direct costs, but still provide community opportunity to utilize the park spaces. So that's to say, the business model or the business approach here has been focused on balance and ensuring that we're recouping the costs associated to the specific programs and services as identified in the pyramid. Follow.
And so, I'm just going to repeat some of what you said. So
Yep.
to me, it makes sense that it would apply to the community and event center, and obviously to the fields makes sense because people are spending money to use them.
Mhm.
I'm trying to think what other things would we be cost recovering on?
Picnic shelter usage
Okay.
is a big one.
Okay.
Special events is a big one, especially your private special events that are taking place in the parks. You see a lot of time being dedicated to providing that level of service or that service in itself.
But like Shakespeare in the Park would not be a cost recovery thing, like as an example.
It's definitely included within the pyramid, but it's a public special event, so it's lower on the cost recovery amount.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And then how would you do that for the, I want to say this right, I guess the parks, the non-developed parts of the parks? Where do they fit in the business focused approach?
Those, I wouldn't call it a business focused approach. It'd be more of an accessibility focused approach. So trying to create those spaces or provide those spaces in an accessible way. So when you're thinking about your open spaces or your what we consider passive areas of your parks.
Yeah.
Yeah, so those are considered under our more administrative functions. When we look at the tiered structure, it's creating the space opportunity. We don't have a direct service tied to those areas of our park system.
Okay, so there's no like cost recovery goal, and nor would you really be tracking data on those areas like usage.
Not from a participant usage standpoint, but when we move forward, and you had an excellent question actually, which is in the matrix, is expanding this report to be more encompassing of the park side of the house as well as natural resources. We do track the number of hours mowing, the number of hours weeding, all of that information is there.
That
So
fun stuff.
it will be fun to see the level that goes into. And when you think about those other costs, we have a number of areas within our park system that are irrigated. Water tends to be pretty expensive. And so you'll hear from me here in a couple of minutes as well on some upgrades we're doing to our irrigation systems to be more efficient and effective in watering areas. But those are also data points that would be captured.
Yeah, okay, I think I just always wonder how, when you have passive use areas, like we're lucky to have on the island, how you track the benefits of them. Especially if you're taking a more business focused approach where you're just spending money on them. You're not getting money from them that
True.
you can really account for. So, okay, thank you.
Just to follow up on what Sarah said, I think it'll be really educational for the community to understand how much effort the city puts out there in terms of mowing, watering, maintenance, et cetera, to keep our parks the way they are.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I wanted to follow up on what you mentioned as well. Vice Chair Markson's comment about the parks report. I think a couple of years now we've thought that would be very nice to see both parks and recreation, and being that this would be a new report, we can develop it over time and what we include, be it maintenance, watering, or some type of tracking the use at these parks, whether it's events or patronage. So yeah, that would be really nice to see. Do we think that'll be part of a 2027 report?
Yeah, so staff's goal is we're actually talking about this now, as we talked about the operational changes and the staffing structure. This is one of those benefits because it does become a little bit easier to pull these groups together. We're actually talking about these items right now, and my anticipation is that the 2026 report, which we'll deliver in 2027, will be reflective of those three work groups. So natural resources, parks, and recreation.
Great, thanks.
And separate of that, we're going to continue to do capital project updates that are tied to both the PROS plan and the parks levy. That'll just happen at a different timing structure.
Great. Commissioner Cohen?
Has anybody kept track, and I don't know how you would do this, but has anybody kept track of the use of the bike skills area as far as numbers, age ranges, and things like that? We've heard a few things anecdotally over the last year and a half or so, but I wonder if there's any data of any usability.
We don't have any specific data. We don't have a current mechanism of capturing that. So that's not something we have specific. It's more anecdotal use based on when staff are out there, when we hear from participants who are out there, or hear from other park patrons that are utilizing that area. So something we're definitely looking at, not just for the bike skills area, but to Commissioner Vice Chair Markson's comments. Sorry, man. Wow. That was really good. Got me good enough to lose my train of thought here. Other areas of our park system that are utilized as well. So thinking about restroom usage, thinking about Calkins Point down at Luther Burbank, the bike skills area, tennis courts, even the pickleball court. That would all be very useful data for us to capture.
Councilmember Reynolds has a question.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Daly. Excellent job as always. When the bike skills area just first opened, we had a lot of complaints from neighbors about safety and bikes on the trails causing problems and things like that. At least I don't recall seeing many emails in the last 6 months to a year that have come to either the council or the Parks Commission. Has the situation stabilized, or they've just switched to calling you instead, or what's happening?
I don't have any firm information on this one. I'll say maybe my perception is similar to yours, council member, that we're not getting a lot of calls. We're not getting a lot of input as it relates to that specific trail area. So I don't have a whole lot more on that. I think there's a couple items that maybe this is reflective of. When we look back earlier this year, and this might all tie together with the e-bike conversation, and we were getting really bombarded with a lot of concerns around e-bikes. Well, a lot of that turned out to be, I believe, concern with e-motorcycles. I've noticed a significant decline in the number of e-motorcycles with utilizing the park spaces. My gut tells me there's a correlation between that and impacts people may have been feeling on the trails. I still think there's probably a challenge on the trail area with analog bikes and e-bikes alike, but we've seen a noticeable decrease, at least I have, in the number of people who have been reporting issues or challenges.
Okay, so I guess we don't know for certain if it's gotten better or if they just got tired of complaining. Could be both. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I don't know about the getting tired of complaining, but I think one of the big concerns before the bike skills area was created, as you know, was teenage kids coming down the hill and everything. Anecdotally, the use of the bike skills area is much younger people than one might have expected from some of the comments of the public and some of the potential user groups. So if you have mostly younger people, you're not going to have the 14 and 15-year-old high school kids coming down the hill. So I'm guessing that has something to do with whether that's good or bad, because it implicates a number of different policy things, is up for grabs. But I think that may be as much of a reason as the e-bike, e-motorcycle issue. But I don't know.
I agree. I think that maybe the worst case scenario that was being maybe talked about before on the volume of people coming from off island and overrunning this park space hasn't been something that we've witnessed or seen occur.
Thank you.
Commissioner Bretman.
Just looking at the numbers, your budget and revenue, I just want to say congratulations. Every year you all have budgeted your revenue and exceeded your actuals have exceeded your budgeted revenue. And I think every year you have budgeted expenditures, which you have been under. So congratulations for managing that budget so well. That bodes well for the city and what you all are doing. Also, I think you can see in the budget itself how much work went into the bookings, the online bookings, and what a big difference that made. So I know that was a really big lift. And so congratulations on seeing the outcome of that so soon. I do have a question, because we are seeing that that we're bringing in more than expected. And I know that I've been approached by seniors who are asking for increased recreational services. And so I'm just wondering what the thoughts are around that, if we continue to maintain such a fantastic sort of income as well as lower expenses.
Excellent question. Thank you for recognizing the expenditures and revenue aspect. I will just briefly comment. choose my words relatively careful here. I wish that we would have been closer on the expenditures. I really don't want to go through another year without two key positions that we saw vacant. And the recreation facility supervisor is a really important position to this facility. And the outcomes we saw on the revenue side were a direct result of that position being there the year before, because we generally take our bookings about a year before. This year, Jeremy and I are sweating it out a little bit more to get to those rental numbers, though last month was absolutely outstanding. So being the individual who absorbed that position while it was vacant, I could use a year off of that. But really, it's more so a credit to our overall team and everybody who stepped up to work a lot of late night rentals and Sundays and holidays. We're one of the few facilities that actually operates on holidays. So I love the exceeding the revenue, but the expenditure part is extremely important. To answer your question or to provide a little bit of insight into expanding our services, I would love to offer every service that island residents desire. I absolutely would. It's the recreation professional in me that sees a need, sees a want, not even a need, like just wants, and we want to deliver on that. Unfortunately, we can't do that for everyone, and what we have been very successful in is in adding a number of programs that we actually weren't resourced to offer, and that's mainly the senior programs and the preschool programs that we do offer. And we do have some really great partnerships with a number of organizations to help offer those. Adding additional services would require adding additional staff positions beyond filling the vacant ones that already exist. And so that's a question that would have to be answered as we look at the overall priorities of the Mercer Island community, not just in parks and recreation, but on the facilities side. There's custodial needs as well. There are a number of needs within the public works department. I'm sure YFS has needs as well. So I don't have a great answer without looking at the overall picture. But what my commitment is, and I'll speak for Katie Herzog because she's not here, is to turning over every rock and evaluating every possible partner that we can work with, or those call them shovel ready programs that show up on our doorstep that we can say, hey, let's do it. And that's an example of that is the rowing program, as well as, excuse me, the sail program or the Osher program that we offer as well. So there are a lot of opportunities out there. We're really good at what we do. All of these programs are so successful. We have a senior golf program that is shovel ready and is offering a tremendous service that the city's not actually able to provide at this time. And so continuing to leverage those partners will be important, barring a significant ongoing cash flow increase. The rental side, and this is the most long-winded answer you ever asked for, but I will say, and this question came forward, when do you know if you hit capacity? This facility is pretty darn close, based on maybe not the available hours, but the available desirable hours. We're pretty darn close, and we're right at that number as well with our staffing headcount. Our athletic fields are even closer to that capacity number. So one of the things you're not going to see in the next recreation annual report is that significant increase that we've seen over the last 2 years. We've kind of hit that increase, and now we're we're going to start flattening out, except for, inflationary increases that might occur. Your significant number of hours booked and actual rental contracts probably isn't going to, it'll still increase. I'm still committed to that, but it won't be at that tremendous amount it has over the last 2 years for sure. That was a long answer. I apologize.
Any other questions? Anything from the matrix of questions in advance that we have further questions on? All right, seeing none, the next item on the agenda is the staff liaison report and planning schedule update. For that, we welcome back interim PRF director, Ryan Daly.
PRF. That's
We're
smart.
trying out an abbreviation there
That's
to
a good
speed
one.
us up.
I missed not having a meeting last month. This is great. Back in the flow. All right.
Yes, this previous month was as long as 3 meetings.
You're true.
True. There we go. All right. So a few updates, project updates. I talked earlier about irrigation systems. This is an outstanding piece of work by our park maintenance team that's actually doing this installation themselves. Irrigation systems throughout Aubrey Davis Park are being upgraded to some new systems. This is replacing the outdated equipment, which will help improve water efficiency and system management. The old equipment is, I think it's somewhere around 20 years or 25 years old, so extremely outdated. The new technology enables weather-based irrigation scheduling, supporting sustainable water use and streamlined maintenance. And then staff hope to expand this smart controller upgrades to additional Mercer Island parks in the next biennium. And we're utilizing funding through grant funding through the Saving Water Partnership. Milfoil. Milfoil and aquatic weed removal. Fun fact about me, when you're swimming and something touches your leg, it's terrible. And milfoil is often the culprit. But we have begun removing this from our swim areas. The reason for this is, one, it improves the ecosystem, but also safety of swimmers. You can get tangled in that. So we remove that. There's a picture there of what that process looks like. As I mentioned, this is really important to the ecosystem, and we try to help to control any of the spread by this removal process. The way it's done is, the way we do it here on Mercer Island is actually with divers and this mechanical giant rake thing that actually rips it out. So it's an effective way. We do it every year. We've tried to go by one every 2 years, but it just, the warmer lake temperatures are seeing this milfoil aquatic weed continuing to just grow faster when that happens.
Ryan, I see that Councilmember Reynolds has a question.
Oh,
I do, but I can wait if you prefer, Ryan. Should I go now?
I didn't catch that.
Oh.
Was it about the water meter or the milfoil?
I have a question on both, but I'm wondering if you want me to do it now or wait till the
Sure.
end.
Yeah, please.
Okay. First on the water, where are we on taking the water from the lake? Is that still on your list?
that is still on the list. We are not yet utilizing those. I will check with our parks operations manager and get back to you.
Okay, love to hear on that, because that's a huge money saver if we can pull that off after the capital expenditure anyway. And then second question, quick one. You mentioned, at least suggested, that maybe the lake temperature was increasing. Is that something we monitor? Like, do we have historical data on Lake Washington temperature?
We do, and what that's reflective of more so is the temperature rising in the summer. I should have been more clear on that. So when you don't remove it, once those summer water temperatures start to warm up, it grows much faster.
Okay. But is in 2026 May, is the lake water warmer than it was in 2006 May? You know,
I don't know, but we could look.
Okay.
We do have tracking data on that.
I'd love to see it at some point.
Yeah, absolutely happy to share.
Thank you.
Commissioner Cohen?
I have an aquatic weed question. A few months ago, around the time that Elaine Summergren left to go to the county, I had a conversation with Sam Harb about that small pond right near the south parking lot that was all red at that time. And he, at that point, they didn't know exactly what was causing that, but they were sending a sample to whoever it is, probably Elaine at that point. Do you have any idea of whatever happened the last time I was there last week? It's not red, but it still looks like there's a cap of something. And I don't know if it's milfoil or something. I'm just curious whatever happened with that, if you can, if you can.
I'm not gonna guess. I've got a pretty good idea, but let me follow up with Sam and our park team, and I'll confirm my
Yeah,
suspicion.
just when you have a chance, just curious.
Let's stay with the water theme here. Luther Burbank Park waterfront improvements. This is a big deal. Major project milestone. This week, the city advertised the Luther Burbank Park waterfront improvement project for construction. Project design began back in 2020. Will provide universal access to the waterfront through dock repairs and reconfigurations to the pathway, the beach, and plaza upgrades. The project has received more than $5 million in state and county grants and requires more than 20 permits from 8 federal, state, and local agencies. That's an amazing amount of work that has gone into getting us to this point. Bidding will close on June 30th, and staff anticipate bringing a bid award to City Council in July. Once the contract is awarded, construction will take 15 to 18 months to complete, and our anticipation is to start kicking that work off in late August is the goal.
Ryan,
Yes.
just on the docks project or the waterfront project, I think it'd be helpful for the commission, maybe at our September meeting, if you could, just in your department report, just kind of give an update as to, did that come in kind of as projected and blah, blah, blah. Just in case we get questions from the community.
Absolutely. You're going to receive one heck of an update in September. This being the title project, but we'll also have a number of other capital projects we'll be reporting on. So absolutely tying that one in there. Staying with Luther Burbank, community members can now take a self-guided tour through through Luther Burbank Park's history through our Story app. Spelled funny, but pronounced Story. This does tie into our other public artworks elsewhere on the island. If you're interested, scan those QR codes and follow along. But as part of the Washington State Historical Society grant that we received for the Boiler Building Phase 1, the city has developed a historical tour that includes stops at the Boiler Building, the former school parade grounds, and Calkins Point. It also ties into the dairy barn on the north end of Calkins Point. To access the tour, the steps are all there. This will all be shared with you, and you can walk through it. It's definitely a super cool app and opportunity as you're walking through the parks just to scan and learn a little bit more about the history of the park as well as other works of art that we have within the park system. New dog stick library at Luther Burbank Park as well. This is a new amenity that's been added to the off-leash dog area. We had a really generous donor in Henry Kina who donated, built, and actually installed this doggy stick library for all dogs to enjoy. And it turned out great. Really a fun thing that we've been working on over the last couple of weeks. This unique edition was created in remembrance of Ellie, the family dog, who loved fetching sticks in the park's off-leash area. The installation adds a playful and personal touch to the space while celebrating the special connection many community members have with this park space and their pets. One thing we ask, and we're putting signage up, please don't rip sticks out of the trees or kill our live things. Let's find the sticks that are laying down. And so our parks crew, who also does the cleaning down there, will be helping to replenish the stick library. But it's a fun addition down there for all of our furry friends. Some playground updates. Earlier in May, staff joined the city council, members of the city council at the newly renovated First Hill Park Playground ribbon cutting ceremony. The updated playground features all new equipment, improved accessibility, and is an exciting milestone for the community to celebrate together. I will comment that I noticed I was actually behind the camera when the picture on the left there was taken. Councilmember Reynolds actually quickly moved away from Mayor Rosenbaum once he picked up the scissors. I was significantly concerned about Deputy Mayor Becker's thumb. I do want to report that he still has all 5 fingers. I looked at this picture, I was like, oh my gosh, this is not great. But it was
There's a reason that Councilmember Shea is between me and the mayor.
Sticking with the playgrounds, our parks operations completed the installation of new backflow and irrigation system to support the landscaping surrounding the new Roanoke Park playground. And then park playgrounds, you'll notice this, have been receiving fresh applications of engineered wood fiber, giving them sort of a fresh look, but also those wood fibers, and we talked a little bit about this, I believe, during the Dean's Children's Park discussions, but that wood gets compacted and it loses its softness, so to speak, which is an important safety measure. So our staff tracks that closely and is providing those updates now. Programs and events, National Donut Day right around the corner tomorrow. So feel free to swing by, grab a donut, cup of coffee. Raven will be out there serving as always. So please come by and celebrate with us. Letterboxing program is returning as well. This is a partnership between the recreation team and the natural resources team. It's been going on. Gosh, I think we might be in year 15, if I remember right, 15 or 16. It's been going on for a number of years. You can come by here at the community center, get your booklet, and then go out in the park and at Pioneer Park and experience the letterboxing program. Those completed booklets are returned here to the playground or to the community center once you're done, and then I believe there's a recognition later in the year for those who complete the scavenger hunt, so to speak.
Ryan, will there be a stack of the pamphlets at the South End Starbucks as well?
We do. You will see those at a couple of local areas. So Starbucks, I think they're talking with QFC as well to have them placed there also.
Great. Yeah. Mike, I'm super happy to see this. We have a vintage pamphlet that my kids have used in the past. My oldest is 14 now, and I bet she's going to want to do this. So thank you for bringing this back.
Summer's here, and we're excited. You heard from the rowing program earlier. We do have a number of summer camp programs that will be taking place both in the parks and here at the community center. Information is located at the bottom of this page. More information about all of the different camp dates and their locations, and this will all be included in the updated packet. Did I see
Commissioner Markson has a question?
Yeah.
I think I'm going to ask questions not in the Parks Department's wheelhouse, but I'm hoping you know. There used to be a program, it may have been run out of Youth and Family Services for teenagers to do volunteering.
The Voice program.
Yes. That was such a great program before COVID. But do you know if that's ever going to come back? Or is it back?
It's not back.
Okay.
We have had, going back since the day that it it ended, had been in conversations about how do we bring that back. It's an extremely staff intensive program.
Yeah.
So I don't want to say never coming back, because we're always revisiting and talking about different opportunities. But likely, if it did, it would be in a different format. But I don't have any information on where we might be if that's something that may progress or not.
Yeah.
Won't be happening this summer, but not to say it couldn't resurge in the future.
Okay. Yeah. For those with little kids, they would set up like a different volunteer spot each week, and your team would go and help at some like food pantry or whatever park event. And then as they got older, they could be a supporting volunteer for the little younger volunteers. So it's like a really great learning. Anyway. All right. Thanks.
Summer special events. We have Shakespeare in the Park kicking off July 10th. Mark your calendars, summer celebration on July 11th. And then Mostly Music in the Park kicks off July 17th. And one of those Mostly Music in the Park will actually be our Pride Night in the Park, and that's on July 30th with 2 THs afterwards. Our summer special events have really been popular over the last couple of years, and to the point where sponsors are reaching out, community members are asking for the dates well ahead, and so we have a very successful special event calendar, and looking forward to kicking that off. July 10th is coming faster than I envisioned. Couple promotional offers that we have going on right now for both the community center and athletic fields. 20% off is our summer deal to help us fill some of those vacant dates. Typically, just for information for the commission, the athletic fields, August is sort of a slow month for us. It's sort of the end of baseball, but your soccer season hasn't quite kicked off yet. So we're trying to promote some dates there. And then the other side of that is we'll roll over a winter web special again for our athletic fields, because that's another sort of slow period for those fields. The community center, we don't have as much availability because we do run on a pretty consistent schedule here, but there are a few summer dates available as well as fall dates for usage of the community center. FIFA and the community center. With the World Cup quickly approaching, some changes are coming to the MICEC. On match days, the community center will be open, but with very limited services. Regular drop-in programs won't be offered on June 15th, June 19th, June 24th, 26th, July 1st, and July 6th. Staff will be focusing efforts on operating the community center parking lot, opening event parking for a first come, first served basis, free parking for community center or for Mercer Island residents, and $25 for off-island residents. One of the things we are heavily focused on, both in actually all of our city staff, including our emergency operations, is on those dates, we're going to see significant traffic impacts on the freeway, as well as likely in the town center area, overflow individuals looking to get on the light rail to ride into Seattle. So we're being proactive in that we want to address that here at the community center. We knew or know that when large scale events happen in Seattle and we end up with the overflow parking, it adversely affects our rentals or our community programs that happen here. So we're getting out front of that, as well as trying to lean into offering that opportunity for island residents to park, jump on light rail, and head into Seattle if so desired. So we are spending a lot of time preparing for FIFA as a city, and it's feeling really good and coming up really fast. And now I am wrapping up. So just on the planning schedule currently.
Commissioner Jacobson, did you have a question?
Sorry, I just wanted to see if we're going to be broadcasting or hosting any viewership parties here at the community center.
We will absolutely have the TVs on, but we're not promoting any sort of program or broadcasting. There are significant fees associated with any of those public type events. So we've elected to focus on the management rather than on the, I don't want to call it emergency management, but traffic management and preservation of this community, and letting the other festivities happen elsewhere. Excellent question, though. Thank you. July 2nd, we currently don't have any agenda items. I am anticipating that we will likely cancel that meeting. Something I didn't highlight yet is that we do through the month of July and August, we'll be having a number of tabling opportunities for e-bikes, to have that e-bike conversation with community members, specifically at Summer Celebration, mostly music in the park, National Night Out, farmers markets. We'll be begging parks commissioners to help take part in those activities. And we'll have a calendar coming out soon with sign up opportunities along with that. So anticipate that we won't have a formal meeting, but we will have plenty of ways to keep the commissioners busy through the month of August. And then in September, we'll do the Parks Capital update that I talked about. And also King County Library System will be coming in to provide their annual update to the Parks Commission. Bylaws review, you see that noted on October 1st. The way this one will work is I will put out a call. If you have an item that you would like to bring forward, then this agenda item would go forward. If nobody has any changes to the bylaws to propose, then we would scratch this one and focus on the community center fee waiver policy, sort of a kickoff process to that policy development. But with that, I thank you. And go Mariners. How about those Mariners?
Ryan, quick question about the planning schedule. When do you anticipate that we will discuss e-bikes and survey results?
That's so excellent question, Chair, because my plan was to actually have a conversation with the chair and vice chair on whether or not we wanted to add a special meeting in between to just have that dedicated to the e-bike conversation. And some of this is going to come about as we move forward through these community conversations through July and August to kind of inform on what those next steps will be. So sort of to be determined.
Great, thanks. Commissioner Cohen?
Could you comment on what you know of where timing wise getting back to Groveland and Clark Beach might be, and in whose bailiwick that is right now?
That will be up to the city council. I believe in September is when an update will be provided to them, and then they'll provide additional direction back to the Parks and Recreation Commission.
Okay, any other questions? All right, thank you, Ryan. The last item of business is absences and commissioner reports. Commissioners, do you have anything to report, including planned absences? Commissioner Bretman?
Yeah, I had the privilege of being able to join Ryan and the others at the Bike to Work tabling event, and just wanted to say congratulations. And we're getting the word out about the survey, and hoping we get as many people to fill out that e-bike survey as possible. So thanks for organizing that.
Great, thank you for being there. Any other reports, absences? All right, well, I'd just like to welcome our two newest commissioners. Thank you for being here, and we look forward to working with you. And with that, the next Parks and Recreation Commission meeting is a regular meeting. Nope, sorry. That is canceled, correct? No. Yeah, correction.
Most likely canceled.
All right, correction to that. To be determined when the next Parks and Recreation Commission meeting is. The time is now 6:20 and the meeting is adjourned. However, as a reminder to commissioners, please stay seated until the city staff has terminated the Zoom broadcast. Good evening and thank you for joining us.